Well, it's very important to plan out your golden years. We'll find out exactly why it is so important and some tips, of course. Joining us right now is Margot Beak, and she is the Business Development Manager to Home Instead Senior Care Ottawa. And every time you come on the show, I mean, you've got some helpful tips just to make people feel better about what's going on in their lives. Tell us about Home Instead Senior Care.
So Home Instead Senior Care is a franchise. We've been in Ottawa for 14 years, and we cover all of Ottawa from Arnprior to Orleans to Manotick, and we do in-home care that's non-medical, and just simple things like helping someone with grocery shopping or taking them to doctor's appointments, all the way up to 24-hour care. So it's a wide range of services.
Okay, so I use the word or the term golden years.
Yes.
But we're actually talking about, I guess, final years. I mean, late stages in life. Why is it so important to plan ahead for what's going to happen?
So 73% of older adults have already got a written will in place. However, only 13% have planned for long-term care. So what that means is, you know, they're looking at the very final part of their life, but they're not perhaps looking at you know, what they want to do for the last 15 years. Do they want to go to a retirement home? Do they want to stay in their home and bring help in? What do they see those years looking like?
Okay. So what age should you start looking at this? I mean, when do you start saying, okay, the final years are on the horizon?
Right. So the earlier the better, obviously. The closer you are to your final years, the more difficult it is to have those conversations and to discuss it.
Okay. I guess that's where the challenge lies as well, right? Because the conversation can't be very easy. Family members probably have a difficult time with this.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to get through that issue? And I'm not talking about the older people, the kids.
Exactly. So again, statistics show that the older adult, the senior, is more at ease with this discussion than their children. So bringing up that discussion can sometimes be difficult and uncomfortable. What you can try to do is perhaps say, you know, Dad, I was at Joe's funeral last week, and the family, you know, had him cremated. Have you thought about your end-of-year planning, end-of-life planning? Like, what do you see it looking like?
From your experiences, have you noticed that older adults are more accepting of these conversations?
Yeah, they are. And I think that there's been, in the last, 10 years, a little bit more focus put onto it. Also, with the demographics changing, we have, for the first time, more seniors than we do have children. And so our population is aging, and it's important that we take care of that issue, right? And we know what's going on. Okay,
Home Instead Senior Care Ottawa obviously has some tips.
Yes.
Some tips on how we can plan for the final years.
Yes.
So what are some of the best tips?
So the first thing is know the personality of your loved one. So say it's a husband and wife, and the husband passes away, and the wife is a very social person, then she might perhaps want to be in a retirement home where there's lots of activities and lots of social things, whereas someone who's more of a loner may want to stay at home and age at home and bring home care into their home to take care of them. So knowing their personality is quite important. And then also you want to have lined up some people that are can help you professionally. So perhaps a lawyer, a financial planner, a home care company, and a funeral home, because these are the professionals, and they know, because they deal with this regularly, what steps you need to take in those different areas. And then you need to put together an actual plan on paper. So once you've made all of those connections and you've had your discussions, put it all on paper, and as a family discuss it so everybody's involved. And then the final thing would be a bucket list. So we all talk about all these important, legal things and this and that, but what about your final years and enjoying them?
Yeah, of course.
You know, what do you want out of life? Maybe you want to go on a trip, you want to travel, maybe you want to downsize your home. But if you don't communicate that as a family, nobody knows, right? So it's very important to communicate.
What do you think is better to bring up first, the bucket list or the serious stuff? Because the bucket list sounds like maybe a gentle approach into talking about the final years.
Exactly. And it also opens your eyes, because you may not realize that your mom has wanted to go to Europe.
Yeah.
And now she's telling you that, so you can actually now put plans in place to make that happen, which actually makes it easier for the younger adult to know that, you know what, my parents are aging, but they're enjoying it because we know what they want and we're putting those actions in place, in motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in order for families to prepare better for this, where should people go for resources?
So we do have a website. It's called composeyourlifesong.ca, and on this website we have tools and resources such as conversation starters, who to contact, what the next steps are. So if you visit the website, they can definitely guide you through this, even as far as, like I said, the conversation starter to start the whole process in place.
Okay. Now, as far as Home Instead Senior Care Ottawa is concerned, I mean, can people go to that website and get in contact with you directly and find out more about all of this process, or do you have people that would come out and perhaps speak to families?
So, yeah, so we can do, you can go to our website, you can also call us, and we can definitely have someone come out, and we do presentations as well. So if you call us, we'll let you know when the next presentation is, and we'll go through it with you and help you put it together.
All right, very important to plan out the golden years, the best years of your life, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I like that bucket list idea as well. Composeyourlifesong.ca. For more details, thank you very much, Margot Beak from Home Instead Senior Care Ottawa.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have more Daytime coming up in moments right here on Rogers TV. Don't go anywhere.